Hey, y'all. Welcome to 870 Podcast. I'm Gina, and I'm taking over tonight with two feral chicks. I've got
Rachel.
She's froze. There she is. Rachel.
Yep.
And then I've got
Tiffany.
And tonight we're going to get into some shenanigans. We're going to go feral, and we're going to just have us some good old fun. I don't know if y'all can see, but I've got Luna Lou over here.
Oh, there's Luna.
Hello.
I don't think she's supposed to be up here, but here she is.
She had just
Now you got to move back out of the way.
She just wanted to be a feral chick too.
She is. She is feral. That's for sure. For sure. She runs all over the place. All right. Well, welcome. We're hopefully going to have us some pretty good fun tonight and bring on the shenanigans. So let's see. Tiffany, let's start with you. Exploring with TNT. What do you think? Let's see. How long have you been going out on your own?
August.
Oh, that was
Just August.
Than that. I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready.
No. So, I've four-wheeled since I was in second grade. We've side by side, but I've only owned.
She four-wheeled.
Four-wheeled. Yeah. And I've only had my orange Jeep Tango since August. So, yeah.
Wow. I was not expecting it to be that short of an answer.
I know, right?
So I've camped with you a whole 2 times, but in the 2 times that, after being out and about and camping a lot or overlanding, whatever, you look pretty at ease and like you knew what you were doing and had it all together. And so I was really quite impressed. So I was thinking like years of experience here.
No. I mean, now we've camped. Rachel and I started camping May of 23. And that was crazy. Our
2022, right?
22 is when the boys graduated. So 22, 23.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. But I was just saying, so I've had a four-wheeler all my life.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've had side-by-sides. My husband's had Jeeps. So I've been out. But for me to be driving by myself, just August.
That's awesome. That is.
I mean, the side-by-side, we've had it for a couple of years. And I've took it out on my own. But as far as just the Jeep, just August.
Cool. And you just always stayed in the Jeep? So I know you have a nice setup that you just sleep in the Jeep?
Mm-hmm. But I just purchased a used tent from Michael Rhodes. So I just picked that up Saturday. And so Saturday night was my first night sleeping in a tent. So now I'm tent camping.
Okay, so ground tent.
Ground tent. Yep.
Okay, so that's a dirty word around us. That's for the peasants, as Brad tells us.
So I'm going from
when you said tent, I was like, oh my gosh, you're going to the rooftop? What?
No.
I didn't know that. And then you said Saturday night. I was like, dang, how'd you put that on?
Have not been able to get her to pull the trigger on the rooftop.
Not yet.
She won't do it.
I can't either. I don't know. I kind of panicked and mentioned that I guess that would be a good idea. And Brad's all gung ho now, but I still can't pull the trigger on it. I was content sleeping in the back of my Jeep. I think I can do it. We tweak a few more little things. And if it's just me, I don't want to mess with the other. I'm sure there'd be lots of room for activities, but I don't have activities because usually by the time I get to bed when I'm there by myself, I don't want activities. I want to go sleep.
Yeah.
What's funny is she's watched me struggle with mine for so long. She don't want no part of it.
Well, you also that soft top is like Brad. We had that. We had a front runner at the beginning, and that was one of the main things. I was just like, because we always cold camp, and it is horrible trying to put that cover back on and zip everything back up. Make sure everything's tucked back in. Your fingers are numb. It hurts. Yeah. But again, I thought you were quite the pro at it after just having gallbladder surgery Tuesday.
Right?
And you were out packing this tent, setting it up on Friday. I was like, what
I was afraid I was going to miss out on something.
The same way. That's part of the reason why Brad never gets to go camping by himself, because I'm afraid I will miss something. And I can have him having fun without me. Not at all.
Where my husband's like, no, you go have fun. No.
See, we compete on that part of it. I was like, you can't go without me. You have to take me.
Yeah.
You have to take me. Oh, we've got, hey, Kara. Nice to have a lady on the chat so far.
Yeah.
There's my other one. Is that one of y'all's?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
He's one of us.
Yeah.
Her at the Spring Fling, right?
Yep.
Where I
Yep.
met? All right.
Yep.
All right, Rachel, your turn. How long have you
Okay.
been doing this?
Same with Tiff. So we started camping in May of 2023, where, believe it or not, she had a Ford Expedition. I had my Jeep, and we had a 10 by 10 pop up with walls. And so we went to a campground that was less than 10 miles away from our house because we were afraid to venture off too far.
That's smart.
And we tried it, and we
5
bought
miles from Walmart.
every electric thing that you could plug in. Okay, every electric thing you could plug in, from blankets to making food to coffee. Like, I mean, it took up every spot in our cars.
Yeah.
It would be loaded down. And then we realized as we went on, and of course we met Jesse, that there's a different way to do this. And it actually doesn't have to take up a whole lot of space. So when you go,
I never thought I would be one that would go without water and electric. Like, I was like, I will not. I said those words to Rachel. Like, I gotta have electric plug-in. I can't. That's why I carry two battery packs.
We carry two battery packs and the Call of the Feral Chicks.
yes,
2 battery packs, and then Brad just like built this totally amazing inverter box of some sort. He's like, we could go for days now. And I was like, okay, whatever. I grew up camping. We converted a school bus into a camper, and my dad was very capable of driving that thing. There were some places that I still to this day don't know how he got that bus. And I'm talking a 62 passenger bus, full size bus.
That's something
and
I
we
want.
converted it. Had a little gas stove, and we actually had a refrigerator. And then we didn't start out with running water, but then he got ingenious and put a tank underneath there, so added more weight. But we had running water in it. Uh-oh, the alarm's going off. We had running water and everything, and then my brother and I had bunk beds, and then Mom had found a rollaway bed that actually folded back up into a couch, and so that was their bed. And it fit perfect across the back end of the bus.
Fine.
So, and then we had some cabinetry and stuff in there. Luna, out. So that I grew up camping. Like as soon as it was Friday afternoon and my dad got off at 4:30, Mom had the bus packed. We were ready to go. All our crap was ready to go. And then he would drive the bus, and then I would ride with my mom with all the tubes and stuff. But we pulled dune buggies. We did rail dune buggies. So that's where I got my driving experience from. You can't get them suckers stuck. And so like I've got a little bit of an inflated head that I can't get stuck. And so far, I better find some wood. I haven't yet got stuck, but I'm sure that day is coming that I'll have to eat crow and have to get pulled out for that reason.
So, I mean, I've had a cab. We had cabins. So, I mean, when I said I grew up on four-wheelers, four-wheeling since 2nd grade, we had a cabin down in Big Cedar. So, part of the K Trail that everybody talks about in Kiamichi. So, we grew up there, four-wheeling and all of that. So, I mean, that's what, when you said going out on Friday, like school would get out on Friday, we would go and come home on Sunday, spring break. And I'm like, how in the world? I mean, there was well water, but I'm like, we didn't have air conditioner. We had ceiling fan. I mean, a box fan in the window. But yeah, now.
We didn't have that in that hot tin box. You were hoping we got to be in the tree line so we had shade in the afternoon to cool that sucker off.
We didn't even have blow-up mattresses back in the day.
Yeah.
You laid down a blanket and
yeah. And we rode the 4-wheelers and stuff. We were on the 4-wheeler every chance we got. We didn't get our 4-wheelers though until I think I was in the 6th grade. So haven't been doing that part of it as much as the other. So you all are affiliated with Feral Chicks.
Yes.
Good. Tell me about that ride.
100%.
Loving it. Repping tonight. I'm so left out.
But hold on. I've got to tell you the whole story of how this all started. Okay.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
I am a very big, I can go anywhere and make friends. I am always the social butterfly that is always just fluttering around. But Tiff had decided to take me on to Jasper for the fall Backroads tour.
It was summer. It was
so
Mother's Day weekend.
That's right. So that, or I guess that was in May. So it was spring. So we go down there and we, of course, camped. So we did it right. Didn't know anybody, but we just showed up because we wanted to go. And I showed up and there was this very chipper lady. And I'm saying it was very early in the morning. My coffee had not kicked in yet, but she was, I was like, ooh, no. Tiffany's like, you don't want to people? She knows when I can't people. So I was like, no. So Jessie, of course, was there. She had Patrick with her. And so we're eating lunch and Tiffany's like, I'm going to go meet with her and you should come over. And I was like, yeah, I'll go in a minute. So Tiffany goes and introduces herself. She meets Jessie. Jessie starts giving her hats and stickers. And Tiffany's like, see, if you would people, you'd get stuff too. So it just kind of grew from there. It just kind of took off. Like, Jessie just happened to say that she had this, overlanding group and she was kind of putting it together and invited us to kind of come out. And I've got a whole storage space of stuff that I have switched out because it was too big to stuff that Jessie said, hey, you might need this. And so here we are today.
So we went from Ford Expedition with a futon mattress in the back to now sleeping in the Jeep.
I love it. So let's see. I kind of lost my train of thought. Oh, wait. Rachel, tell me about Mullet.
So Tiffany went and got her Jeep and changed up her setup. And I kept telling my husband that I needed something. What? Yes, please. I told him that I needed to do something different because I drive a lot of miles for my job and the rooftop tent needed to come off and go somewhere else. So I gave him the task of finding me a trailer. And so I kept asking for updates. How's it going? How's the trailer? Well, I'm trying to find the perfect one. He found the 1975 back of a Nissan Helix. And I'm telling you what, it fit perfect. How I came up with the name Mullet was because my Jeep is, of course, y'all know, pavement princess, doesn't go trailing. But so I use it for my business. It is what I use on a daily basis. But then Mullet was the party. So business in the front, party in the back.
I love it. I'll absolutely love it. Like you rolled up in this thing and you're like, I have Mullet. And we're like, what?
As soon as I got it, we loaded it down and we went to Tulsa and I felt horrible because I told Tiffany that I would keep her warm. And it was what?
Negative
degrees that weekend. It was
felt like negative something or another.
Yes.
I was not.
But I had to take Mullet out. So
I wasn't pissed. I was just uncomfortable.
She was very
uncomfortable. Vocal about it, I'm assuming.
Do what?
And vocal about it? Like telling her all about it?
No, that's the one thing about her is I can pretty much talk her into something. But we can look at each other and know what we're thinking kind of thing. And I could just tell the look on her face was,
I'm over this. I'm over this.
This is not what you told me this was going to be like. Craig, that'd be me.
There you go, Craig. Asking. I got to find how to hide that again. Here we go. So
a little backstory. Rachel and I have been friends for 23 years, 22 years. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So that's why we know, we've known each other forever.
That's jealousy right there. I don't know that I have that friend. I don't. That is amazing. I love it. Met Jessie. And then I was trying to think, y'all know my memory. I was trying to recall if I had met her physically before I had her on the podcast, but I know I met her. I don't think so. I think I had her, she was a guest on the podcast with us. And then I met her in person at Frosty Fenders. And so that was my first encounter with y'all at Frosty Fenders. There was 4 of yous. Jody showed up. Yeah, you, Jessie, y'all and Jessie, and then Jody showed up. And then I was like, I stayed over in your camp area more than I did in mine over there with 870. And so I was just like, what's going on? Hello, and just kind of inserted myself. And I then kind of invited myself to go to the spring fling, and y'all are stuck with me now.
Yeah.
Stuck with me.
So much fun.
I've got to figure out how to make that okay with me being everywhere else too.
Yep.
And I cannot wait for that to happen. I'm so excited about that. Let's see. So I have a story for you. So you see this little thing right here? So it
chirps.
Can you hear that?
Hear it. Okay. Yes.
Okay. So I'm driving down the road after this weekend. This weekend I went to Missouri. It was my dad's 71st birthday. So we went up there and partied like we're 71. And
come say hi.
back, didn't hear it because we had the grandkids in there with us. It was just me and my daughter and her daughters. It was a whole Jeep full of chicks. I'm telling you, talk about some feral chicks. My two granddaughters are some feral chicks. In fact, she calls them feral raccoons. Are you going to go get the raccoons today? But anyway, I didn't think any more about it. My son come up and they brought a cat and their dog. And my mom has a 1 bathroom, 3-bedroom house. It was packed. It was so fun. And then my brother and his crew come over and it's lots of fun. So time to leave. We get up, we pack up, we head back. I don't think about anything. And I'm driving around yesterday.
In your car the whole time.
In my Jeep. And so I'm like,
what is that?
I'm like, what is that? And so where I park at school, there is a great big now I just went blank on the dang tree. It always has the pink blooms. You can get white ones, pink ones.
Dogwoods.
Crepe myrtles.
Yep.
I park right in front of Crepe Myrtle, and we have had an invasion of those little black crows or red-winged crows or blackbirds or whatever. We haven't had an invasion. So like literally the sidewalk is caked with poop and the whole 9 yards. So I'm driving and I'm like, oh my God, one of those are in my hood. In my Jeep. What am I going to do? So I called Brad. I was like, Brad, there's a bird in my Jeep. And he's like, there is not a bird in your Jeep.
Or it might explode.
In my Jeep. He's like, there is not. And so like I'm driving down the road and I like get my camera out and I start recording and I'm like, please let the sound be able to be heard. So like I get there and so nope, that's not it. I gotta get over there too. Oh, here it is. So like I'm just driving so that you can hear this and like it sounds horrible on there. But like it's like, and it doesn't happen all the time.
Just when you hit bumps.
And so I show it and listen to Brad. Listen to Brad. I let Brad, there it is. So like, I don't know if you can see that. Like I'm like moving my phone all through the dang Jeep because I'm like, where is this thing at? He's got, oh my God, it's in the back seat. It's in the back. I was like, I don't know where this bird is. So I get home and I show Brad and he goes, oh, well, I guess we need to find that. Never did find anything. So I'm on the phone with my mom last night and I was like, Mom, I got a bird in my Jeep. I said, I don't know how it got in there. I hope it doesn't die because it's going to stink. And she starts giggling. I'm like, what's going on? I said, what do you know? What do you know that I don't know? And she's like, your brother, when they got that cat from the Humane Society, they sent it with a
bird
toy. And he complained about this toy making noise all the way up. All she told me, she said, all he told me was that it makes noise and it's in your Jeep. And I was like,
it's payback.
I said my brother, it was my son. It was my son that did this to me.
Oh, gosh.
So once I finally figured out that it was an actual bird in my Jeep, I was like, I tore that thing apart. He had crammed it up underneath the passenger seat. So whenever I was cleaning everything out, whenever we got home, I never did see it. Like I had to purposely be looking for it to know that it was in there. But yeah, it's like,
oh, payback's going to suck so bad.
Oh, I was just going to share the love with somebody around us. I was like, come into a Jeep near you.
So that bird's going to make it to a feral camp out, is it?
some people duck people. I'm fixing to put
You're
the
gonna
cheap,
bird people.
Word somebody.
cheap in yours. I'm going to do that.
Tango's going to stay locked.
Nobody knows who it's going to be. Oh my goodness. So tell me a good story. What is, tell me something that's happened that's.
See, that's the bad thing is I don't have a very good memory, but you ask Tiffany, she's got dates, she's got times, she remembers everything. So when I'm in a nursing home and I can't remember shit, that lady right there, she's going to be the one to tell me, well, don't you remember?
You're going to be that old lady driving, and she's going to be the one that's telling you, hey, you just ran over a roundabout and the sidewalk and two pedestrians. You look at her and you go, I'm driving?
That's 1922.
I'll be in the back seat going, woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and so will Jessie because she's the young one of the group.
Mm-hmm.
She's will be the only one with a sounded mind left. All right, Tiffany. So tell a story because you have all of them.
I don't have any stories. So yeah, so
all the adventures we've been on, there's always a story.
There is always a story. Some you just can't share though.
Well, I'll tell on one for myself.
Okay.
All right.
I'm just a baby. Yes.
Going, I'm just a baby. Like I'm hearing the voice. Baby.
I'm just a baby.
Baby.
Oh, let me tell you. I dog napped Patrick.
She did.
Out of Jessie's Jeep because he needed
to
come be with me. He needed to be with Aunt Rachel. And then when he got up that next morning, he went from tent to tent to say good morning. It was the cutest thing. And she's
Patrick
like,
Kevin?
Yeah.
Patrick Kevin?
Yes.
I still
100%.
can't call him Patrick. I always forget. Hey, Kevin, what's up?
Yeah, he came and jumped on the tent.
Kevin.
Yeah. And I didn't have it unzipped yet. And by the time I had the door unzipped, he was like gone. He was like,
you took too long. You late to the game. I'm telling you, if you're not 15 minutes early, you're late. So I got a story for us.
Okay.
I wasn't going to tell it, but I will now. So coming into the spring fling, I'm following the GPS coordinates and everything. And I've got Tammy behind me. I can't say her last name. I don't know that I know. Anyway, Tammy's behind me and she's following me. She's like, wherever you take me, I will go. And I was like, okay, I got this. I will follow the GPS. I got this and stuff. So we get to this sign that in the chat, everybody had said, when you get to this sign, make sure you stay left. So we get to a sign and we sit there and we discuss it. And we're like, that's not the sign. No. Yeah, it's the sign. No, it's not the sign. Well, I'll tell you what, if in doubt, let's go left. And she's like, all right. We were literally, if we'd have made a right, we were literally 2 miles away from the freaking campsite.
Yes. But instead you went
all the way back around, backwards loop, trying to get back to you all. I am at this point, I'm like, all right, Tammy, we're snuggling together because we're going to camp by ourselves in the middle of nowhere with no firewood, no people to talk to, nothing. We saw some really good campsites. Most of them, Jessie pointed out when we were coming back around the correct way.
Right.
We saw the hole, the water hole, the polar plunge hole. Oh, we need to tell that story. The polar plunge. We saw that place and everything. And Tammy's like, I'm like, Tammy, I don't know. She's like, we're fine. Just keep driving. She just so happy. She just like, just keep driving. You got this. You got this. She was such a support. Finally, we passed a couple that were camping on the side of the road. And I just pulled in. I was like, are you familiar with this area? And he's like, no, not really. I was like, God. I was like, we're lost. I don't know where I'm supposed to be. So I gave him the coordinates and he punched it in. He goes, oh, you're almost there. And I was like, I am sick and tired of thinking I'm almost there. Be there. But he was like, yeah, you're going to go on down and you find the bridge and you go across and it's going to turn into asphalt and it's going to turn back into gravel and you're going to keep going and they're going to be on the left. And I was like, okay. So we take off and we go again. And I just happened to see, I think it was Jody's lights and then Jessie's lights were hanging up. And I was like, slammed on the brakes and rolled down the window. And Jessie goes, Gina, like, yeah. It was dark. It was
very dark.
Leaving early was to get there, so I didn't have to sit up in the dang dark. And I can get lost on a straight road.
Mm-hmm.
It never fails. Straight road, and I am totally, totally lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There was a point to that. I don't know what the point was.
We're just out here to get lost, and at some point we'll find our way.
Oh, that was bringing it back. Thank you. You said lost. So before I left, the nice, kind gentleman, I wish I'd have got his name or something so I could thank him later. I go, okay, look, if you get out exploring tomorrow and you pass a campsite and you don't see these 2 Jeeps there, and it's got a whole bunch of Jeep and nothing but women, stop for me and tell them they're lost in the woods to come find me. Because I don't know. There's no service anywhere in this place. I can't even, I was like, we're lost. So, yes, you see them. So the next day, whenever we got out and went through, Tammy was like, the campsite's coming up. If they're there, honk. And so I'm like,
We made it! My people's here!
Tammy was like, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got there via Omaha.
There you go.
Forever. So, who wants to tell the polar plunge story?
Okay, before we tell the polar plunge story, let's tell the story leading up to Spring Fling.
Oh, okay.
So
I don't know this.
Jesse reaches out and was like, hey, kind of want to go run it. What do you guys think? And we're like, yeah, of course, we'll go, right? So we load up, we go down, and Lance is going to go. She asked us if our, significant others were going to go. Of course, our husband's like, no, we got to work. So it's just her, me, Lance, and Jess. So we go across the bridge at that one point where it was kind of washed out really bad. And so I'm pulling Mullet and I'm just going along and that spot. And so we pulled along there and Lance was like, hey, I'm going to jump out. I'm going to make sure that, Mullet makes it okay. So he gets out and I'm just bebopping along and I'm like, oh, I got this, right? Driven side by sides for years. So Jeep gets past it fine. So I'm thinking, I'm clear. I'm good, right? No, Mullet still has to get a little bit past it. So I just send it, okay? That's all I got to say. Send it.
This is where the full send story comes from. Okay.
Poor Mullet hops up and starts doing this number. And so I roll down the window as Lance is walking by. And I was like, whoo, got a little shaky, didn't we? He goes, yeah. Just keeps walking.
At that moment, he done realized he done effed up.
No. It gets better. It gets better. So Jesse is telling us, okay, this will be campsite, B for backup. We're going to go, this will be C. So we pull it down into 1. And I guess it's where we actually stayed. So if you remember, if you go all the way down the campsite, and then of course you had the water. Well, I decided that I was going to take me and Mullet, instead of trying to turn around just right, I was going to kind of take it up that tree line because I thought maybe I could get out there or at least find a way to turn around.
Right.
Well, then, so Jesse goes on, Tiffany goes on, and I radio, and I'm like, hey, I'm fine. Y'all just go ahead. No. There's a tree stump that is in my way. And I was darn determined to get myself and Mullet out away from that tree stump and turn back around. So they radio back, hey, you good? I was like, yep, just give me a minute. And so Tiffany was like, no, I know better. I know better. So she doubles back. And first thing she says, well, Mullet's not that heavy. Can we not just take him off? And I was like, no, we will not do that. I will make it around this tree stump. So Jesse and Lance finally come back. And Jesse was like, let me see if I can jump in. So she tries to jump in. And so finally Lance was like, you know what? We're just going to take Mullet off. We're going to take Mullet off. So he takes,
I said it first.
Mullet off. And so I'm just laughing. So we go to camp that night and I'm just like, Lance, how do you deal with us? Like the shenanigans that we've been through just in this weekend. How? He has the patience of just, and I was like, no. My husband would have already just been like, nope, I'm done. Nope. you crazy lady, I'm done. No, he was cool as a cucumber, made us coffee the next morning. I do remember Tiff and I actually got up early because Lance had told a story the night before saying he doesn't like how people will sleep in and stay around the campsite a little too long. And when he gets up, he's ready to roll out. So we're up at 6:30.
6:30.
So we would open the tent and we'd pop out and look, and then we'd pop back down. And we were waiting. We were waiting for Jess and Lance to wake up. So finally we hear her. So she unzips and pops her head out the side. And Tiffany and I unzip the tent and we both pop up at the top of the tent. So we were like whack-a-moles.
At any given time while we were there at camp, we'd be like, oh, there's Tiffany. There's Rachel.
Yeah. Okay, Tiffany, I'll let you tell the story of the polar plunge. It comes way better from you because I had no idea.
Oh, okay. So when we went driving around the weekend before, Jesse says, we're going to polar plunge. And I'm like, sure, because I have FOMO. Like, you say you're going to do something, I'm going to do it, even if I'm terrified. Even if I don't like to do it, I'm going to be like, yeah, sure, why not? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm terrified of water. I'm terrified of heights. Just throw that in there. Like, terrified of water.
You did this anyway?
Yeah, that's why I was down there in the little chicken water.
Chicken water.
Chicken water.
There was no chicken water there.
I know, right? So yeah, I knew I was not going to be the first. So whenever she's, she tells us to pack our swimsuits, I'm like, I'm going to pack on, but nobody's really going to jump in. Like, what, we had 8 of us that did?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. 7 or 8. I can't remember the exact number.
No, we had 21 women and 8 of us polar plunged.
Like that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So even though I was down low, I still kept my eye up on everybody up on top, and just to watch Jessie stand there and to count and to know she was not.
So she did a countdown.
Yeah.
And you were standing there watching, and you said, she goes, all right, 3.
And I get my arms ready, and I can see her. She's standing straight up counting. I'm like, she ain't jumping. I ain't either.
Guess who jumped at the top of the rock? This one.
You and who else?
No, just me.
Christy.
I thought somebody else jumped from the top.
Christy jumped too. You and Christy were the only 2 that jumped the first time.
Jumped from the top of the rock. Yeah. No, I chickened out and went down to the bottom and then jumped off. And then I didn't even go underwater. I landed in it. I thought I was getting in the deep part. Again, I can get lost in a straight line. Went to jump off. Landed and literally landed this deep in water. I was like, oh my God, this is so cold. But I didn't get my head underneath. Yeah. But yeah, Jessie didn't even jump.
Yeah. No, and I come out of that water freezing and was mad. I was mad. All I remember is coming up out of that cold water and looking up, and Jessie is doubled over, red-faced, laughing her butt off.
Yeah. Laughing. So Taylor jumped into. I couldn't remember when Taylor did, but yeah, there were 2 or 3 of y'all at the same time. The first time, and then the second time, I knew she still wasn't ready.
No, but Taylor went. Ready. Yeah, Taylor thought she was going to go, so Taylor went.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Okay, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, Jessie still didn't go. She just counted again. I was like, I'm not jumping until she jumps.
I'm not as techie as Brad and do all that other stuff, but yeah, there was all of the chicks that all my stuff's popping.
Yes, with our thumbs down on Jessie because she did that. Yeah.
So 7 of us. Yeah.
Hey, listen, Taylor and her robe, that was amazing, y'all.
Oh, I got it. Hold on.
Up like a runway.
Why wasn't I smart enough to bring a robe?
Oh, this isn't my
green sweater at least, but nope.
I got that one too. Hold on.
I wish we had runway music for the moment she come walking up with her robe on. That right there is priceless. I love that.
And flow. We're like all standing there chattering teeth and covered up in our beach towels and everything. And here she comes in.
Walking up
robe. Like, she just posted. She's like,
I was so mad that I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Like I was like, she had her towel and her robe, and she's like, I got this. Yeah. And then Kashonda followed me, but she didn't follow me exactly because she went under. She got in the deep part where I was probably actually supposed to have jumped. She followed me and she went all the way under.
Yeah.
It was cold. It was so cold. Like it took my breath away. And I think you can hear me hyperventilating in one of the videos.
Jessie in the future says it again.
Jessie goes first. Nobody goes until
I'm
Jessie
holding
goes.
her hand. No, we're holding hands, which we should have done in the first place.
We should have all laughed together and took a roll over.
Put me under. Nobody's holding my hand. But Joe, somebody was supposed to stay in the water with me. But
There
nobody
was that. Yes, that was the thing. That was the deal.
It was. I forgot about that.
I just jumped and kept my hand up in the air so I could feel air.
Yeah.
I knew if I could feel the air, I was good.
You rocked it. Like I didn't know that you were super scared of the water and stuff. Like you jumped in, you come out, you crawl. Which everybody was like trying to scramble to get out and everything. And
well, I lost sight of Tiff with everything going on because Jessie was laughing so hard.
Third time to jump in,
dying, and then Tiff, she did.
I think at one point somebody almost shoved her in at that too. Like she slid, like almost fell in. We almost didn't have to worry about her jumping, but she did. Fearless leader finally did get into the water and come back out. But what I found was really, really weird. As cold as that water was, whenever we got back out, I was actually kind of warm because it was warmer outside of that water than it was inside that water. It was so cold.
It was.
So while we're there at the polar plunge, these side-by-sides come through. Remember the dog?
That dog.
Yes.
So we're sitting there and these side-by-sides come through and then they go ahead and they take off and all of a sudden this beagle corgi, whatever it was, this beagle corgi thing shows up and he just I don't even know if it was a he or she. It shows up and it's just all blah, 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 blah. And Happy and him and Patrick are play fighting. I don't know if they're fighting or not fighting or whatever. But anyways, they are like, oh my God, those side-by-sides just dumped out this dog. And they're like, who's taking it home? I was like, surely not. It's too well taken care of and everything. And so we got tickled because it got named Tawanda.
It did.
Yeah.
Because Karen and Terry was going to take that dog home back to Texas.
Yep, taking it back to Texas. But the owners did come back and turn up. The funny part was that we're sitting there and the owners come back up and they're like, oh my God, thank you for not letting us. Got out here, lost the collar right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually the way it goes whenever you're out camping like that. And then they stopped for just a second to talk. And I guess the dog had jumped out and they didn't even realize it. So they got way down the road and then turned back around and came back and was like trying to find this dog. And I was like, you can have your dog back. It's already been renamed Tawanda. They were like, oh my God. I don't even remember what the dog's actual name was. I think they told us.
I don't know. It was Tawanda.
Tawanda. It's the dog named Tawanda.
Yeah.
Don't forget about Honey. What's Honey?
Yeah. What is that, Jessie? What's the honey? Forget about
you gotta
I'm
elaborate.
trying to remember what Honey was.
Oh, is that the dang dog's name? The actual name?
No, because she was saying that right around the time that we were telling our polar plunge story. So
I don't know, Honey.
Probably.
I know about some fire honey, but I don't know.
I'm clueless any day anyway.
Honey was the dog.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, we don't. It was Tawanda.
Will forever be Tawanda, just like Patrick will forever be Kevin for me. Once I put a name with it, that's it. You're stuck with it. Oh my God.
Called him Kevin, I was dying.
Okay, so I called him Kevin because he's little, and Kevin Hart is a little bitty guy. And so like he's running through compared to Luna. I was like, oh, Kevin Hart. That's Kevin. You're like, his name's Patrick.
That
I was
was
like,
the funniest thing.
I was like, come here, Kevin. And he comes to me. I don't know if he just wants to be petted or if he likes the name Kevin. I still think Jessie needs to rename him.
She does.
Ooh, J3's in the house.
Hey,
J3.
Oh, I can't believe this. I've lost my train of thought again. I don't have anything else wrote down.
Because there's so many stories of adventures and so many things that we laughed about. Like that spring fling that we just had was, I'm not going to lie though, there are moments where I was like, okay, I got to go to bed. Like you guys wear me out to the point. I mean, I'm not going to lie. After polar plunging, driving around all day, I was calling it a day. I was done. and y'all out there giggling. We won't even go into it, but I was in my tent and y'all were giggling.
It didn't help that we're sitting there and you're like, I'm going to bed, and they're like, oh yeah, she'll be asleep in no time and anything, and all of a sudden you hear rip. What are you doing?
She was having some FOMO.
Did she just come out of her tent?
Yes.
We're like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay.
She was having FOMO. She didn't want to miss out on our partying.
I can't remember what we were even talking about, and then I got so tickled.
Jody.
The whole time.
Can we tell us all my secrets, Jody?
Huh? You both were talking. I have no idea.
Jody's
telling
comment.
secrets she's not supposed to be.
No.
We don't talk about that. What stays at the feral camp, happens, stays.
And that's what I think Brad was trying to call me out about getting lost last week, and I wouldn't let him do it. And that's whenever I said, what happens at feral chicks stays at feral chicks. Nobody needs to know that part of it. But I kind of had to tell on myself on that one because, dang, as hard as I try, I can't get there from here. I have to always be a follower. Please don't put me as the lead. I will always bring up the rear. Nobody will be left behind because I will bring it up. I will be somewhere in there. Be somewhere in there. So let's talk about what we got coming up. I said J3 was in the house, so let's jump. Here we go. I got to see if I can do this right. I will see if I got taught. Boom.
Yes.
My Jeep is actually
here we go.
Right now, just so y'all know, it is white. It is decked out. I'm going to be driving it home. I will take every one of you guys for a ride.
That's where I'm going to get my rooftop. Hey, you're not feral chick. Go away.
I'm packing.
That's my Jeep. I'm the only one that doesn't have one. So it just rightfully so needs to go to me.
Oh, I need the rooftop.
You don't have one what?
A Jeep.
I don't have a Jeep.
She has a Jeep.
I got the luxury package, y'all.
Okay. What is it? So it's Grand Cherokee?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a Jeep. It says Jeep across
the heated seats, the air conditioned seats. That's what I wanted.
We went off-roading, and I'm talking with one of the groups that we trail with, like we off-road. We rock crawl, we dirt crawl, we do all the crawls. Like we are water crossings, like ridiculousness. Okay. He takes his girlfriend's Compass. Isn't that little bitty one? Isn't that little bitty Jeep, the littlest Jeep you can get? Yep. He takes that sucker everywhere that we go. So if that thing can go anywhere, I know that Grand Cherokee can go anywhere.
The Cherokee has went. I told her she could no longer call it Pavement Princess because it has trailed.
It has a little bit.
The road that we were on to get to camp, I'm not joking. I think it was rougher than some of the other trails that I've actually went on to overland, to rock crawl. Yeah. It was the potholes. I have to have a front end alignment.
Yeah, because I don't take those on like 5. I just send it.
Dang. I don't have. That's a sissy pedal. That brake thing is called a sissy pedal. And we don't use sissy pedals around my place. Or I don't. He does. He rides his.
So you said water crossing.
Huh?
We have a funny story about water crossings. This past weekend, so the feral chicks went because if the weather's great Friday, there's some trailing. So we went this past weekend to Jasper, Jesse, Rachel, and I. We drove Tango, or let me rephrase that. Jesse drove Tango.
You let her drive your Jeep.
Yeah, because she was driving, what does she have, a Renegade?
She has a Renegade.
Okay. Yeah. So Lance was working on
her Jeep,
the others. So yeah.
Jasper.
We get to the water crossing. I might have said some prayers like sweet baby Jesus.
She was holding on for dear life, y'all. Holding on and saying, baby Jesus.
Sweet baby Jesus.
100%.
What?
I can't make it up. I really can't. Like it's pretty deep.
Really see. It's not deep.
It really was.
Move your phone just a little bit. Yeah. But it's flowing. The water is flowing. I wouldn't have
As
been able
Jesse
to
said,
stop
is getting her. It was getting her.
it. I just said, "Sweet baby Jesus, just protect us." And I just said, "Jesse, send it."
I'd be like, "Woo, I have to watch the other side of the Jeep."
I think I held my breath the whole time as I was holding on to the handle.
Well, it probably didn't help that you weren't in control driving your own Jeep either.
Yeah,
I
I
love
trusted
that.
Jesse because I just told her, I said, if you wreck it, I know where you live. I'll just get the other one.
That's one of the things that Jessie was saying. She's like, mine's oldest, or what it is. What'd she say? I forgot now. It's already moved on.
Saying not deep.
It
Dude,
wasn't
mine's
deep.
not
It was
bad.
just flowing fast. It was
I need a
moving.
new one.
It was getting it. Yeah.
Bringing it home. So, Heart the Ladies Lounge is going to be totally awesome. You guys got a sneak peek of that.
Yes,
What's going on?
we did.
I
Yeah.
love the bags. I got to see a sneak peek picture in the bag. They were cute. I like that.
We got
So
to
Brad
see
was
some
sitting there and he was
sneak
like, "Yeah, I get one, but you don't." And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, it's because I'm the one who registers, so I get the bag and you don't get a bag." And I was like,
No,
okay.
we'll make sure it's got your name on it and not his.
he came back later and he was like, he's like, "Everybody, we're all," and I was like, I wondered why you would want a bag. But he was
You
just
can
being
have the
wrong.
bag, just not the stuff in the bag.
Yeah. Anyway, what else is going on there? Food trucks.
Food
Food
trucks.
trucks.
There are 2 great food trucks, and we've actually got a feral chick running the coffee truck.
Coffee truck.
That's it. Shout out to our coffee feral chick or chair
Yes.
feral.
I'm
Coffee
gonna need that
Feral-
coffee.
Feral coffee.
Feral coffee.
I shall be there with my monies.
Mm-hmm.
Pay for the coffees.
So
Do you guys know what the food is going to be there?
lots of good stuff. I don't know. Lots of
Oh,
good
you
I
stuff.
don't
don't actually remember what Lisa said, but there was 2 different trucks.
I think there more than 2. I think there's more than 2. I don't know. Food trucks.
I'm excited. Take my money. Take my money.
I'm so excited to
Trailer
see.
side coffee. Feral chick is trailer side coffee.
Trail side coffee.
Trail side.
Trailside coffee.
Trail, not trailer. Trail.
Trail side.
Okay.
And smash burgers, more. I don't know. I'm just reading all kinds of stuff. Yep. So yeah, Rachel and I are going up tomorrow
Oh, I'm
to
jealous.
help Lisa do some stuff to finish up. And then
You will be there probably noonish Thursday. I took off work and Brad took off work. And so we're driving in. We're getting up as early as I could possibly roll his butt out of bed and get him in the Jeep. We're taking off Thursday morning to get there.
how long of drive?
I think it's right at a 4-hour drive for us.
I think
It
they
will
would
be by
get
the time we stop and get breakfast and sustenance. And we're bringing the trailer, so we'll have to stop and get fuel at least 2 times.
Yeah.
I don't know if we will or not. It feels like it,
So
though.
we're 2.5 hour drive for us. It
Oh,
wasn't
I
bad.
know. We were coming back from the spring fling, and everybody's like, "We're home," and I'm like, "You." I didn't say heifers. I said the ugly word because I was like, at that point, I was still 2 hours away from home. I was like, the road will never end. I just want to be home.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's what Jessie says about whenever we go to Ozark. She's like, "What, y'all 17-minute drive?" Because it's like 45 minutes to us or something like that.
I'm so jealous of that. I mean, I would love to live farther down into Arkansas, but my parents are still in Missouri. So this is a good in between. It's 3.5 hours to there. It's 3.5 down to there. It's 3.5 to Little Rock. It's 3.5 to this way. I'm 3.5 hours from anything that I want to go do. So I can live with that. I can definitely live with that. To your knowledge, do we have anything else coming up as far as just y'all or feral chicks or anything like that?
We have if you're an inner circle, we have an inner circle.
We do have an
If
inner
you're a
circle.
Patreon.
Okay.
Yeah, inner circle
Coming up.
trip.
A circle
We
trip.
are-
Maybe we need to think of something different to say than a circle trip.
Inner circle, the Patreon, the
Patreon group
Patreon.
is getting together, and we're making a run through Texas.
Ooh, fun.
And then-
Maris,
yes, a safety
Maris is coming
trip
up.
with the
Yes.
what group is that? What's that?
Maris?
That's
Maris-
in May. Like March
in May.
22nd, next weekend. The people you went with the first time,
Me?
Rachel.
Well,
Jeepin, our yes, Chad from Missouri. He is putting
That
on
who's
a
doing that
class.
safety? Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing a safety class next weekend.
wait.
Just
I don't
north
get to
of
go.
you.
I don't get to go. I'm
And
keeping it.
then trail
Exploration. Yep.
Yeah. I was like, you went with them. Yeah. And then rendezvous bonfires at the end of the month.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's coming up. It's
More
being invaded by
info
870
up.
and Feral Chicks, I hear.
Yeah. And then Maris.
Maris is in May for the
Right.
ladies, for all the ladies. Feral Chicks, several Feral Chicks are going. And then
And then Rachel's
I'm going to
going
She-Rock.
to She-Rock.
to She Rocks. I think I may end up doing She Rocks next year.
Yeah. That's on my calendar next year.
This will be my second time doing Maris Adventure Her. Love it. I absolutely love the technicality and all the fun and everything that goes with it. But I'm also a been there, done that kind of person too. I've done it twice now. Have done it twice now. So I'm ready to go see what else is out there. And it just, I hate that they're both on the same weekend. I need one of them to go earlier or later. Actually, I need them to go later because that's right during my testing window. And like, it's like, Edmund's like, I really don't want to let you go. I was like, I'll make sure all my kids are done testing. Can I go, please? And so, yeah, got to get that taken care of.
Yeah.
Well,
It's kind of like this week at Jasper. It's the last polar club camp out.
yeah,
There's
wasn't something in Oklahoma doing that?
yeah,
Yes.
something.
It's the last one.
The same weekend as Jasper weekend. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So lots of
So
great
I'm
things.
not
going on.
going to say that we haven't strategically looked to see where everybody's going to be camped at so that we can run back and forth.
I know. I loved how it's like literally across the road.
Oh,
Brad,
yeah. 100%.
Brad asked me earlier, he's like, are you going to be over at 870 And I was like, I allotted you 2 hours. You get 2 hours of me. I can't guarantee more than that. He was like, okay.
Well, if they cook, we'll come over. No big deal.
I started to say, yeah, we're potlucking it just a little bit, not to take away from the food trucks, but we love to do potlucks because that's what we do whenever we go anywhere. Feral Chicks is Friday night.
Yes.
Then Overland 870 is doing theirs on Saturday night.
Yep.
And we got
Feral
food
Chicks-
trucks for lunch and breakfast. So yeah.
That's what I said too. I was like, he's like, well, we got to figure out what food we're going to pack. And I was like, I'm food tracking some of that stuff because I'm not packing and I'm not cooking. I don't want to. So we're doing that for part of it. And then I know Feral Chicks are a little more organized. They did a theme. It's dips and.
Come on, Jesse. It was
I can't see the comment.
dips and salads.
Dips and salads. That's what it is. Dips and salads.
Yep.
I shall be bringing the paper products, I think. No, I don't know. I think I'm bringing dipping stuff like graham crackers and wheat thins and all that good stuff. Let's see. What else is there? We're all going to be right there together. So
What is 870 doing for Saturday?
Just whatever.
whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever your favorite campsite food is. I think we're doing little weenies and barbecue sauce. What?
I'm just doing Mexican corn all the time, the whole time.
Oh, Brad will enjoy your Mexican corn.
We're just doing Mexican corn, you know.
Don't tell him what the ingredients are.
Corn. It's just corn.
It's just
Lots
the
of
corn.
corn.
It's corn and seasoning. Corn and seasoning. So I have to tell on him. So he has an aversion to mayonnaise and Miracle Whip, anything white. Okay, he can't hardly do the ranch. Anything that creamy white, cannot do it. So when he was growing up, he had this friend's grandma who always made homemade mayo, slathered it on the sandwich, and his daddy insisted that if it was presented but offered, you had to eat it. So he's like, I can't. So we have this little Mexican ice cream shop here in Jonesboro, and we love to go there and meet quite often. And the owner comes out and he's so good to us. And he comes out and he goes, yeah, he said, we're back there making Mexican corn. Brad's like, oh man, I'd really like to try some of that Mexican corn. So he brings it out. Brad's just like, oh man, this is just so good. This is just so good. It's really good. And he's like, I really enjoy this. And I go, oh, okay. Well, I was like, well, what's in it? And he goes, oh yeah, it's fresh cut corn. It's the cilantro. It's all the spices and mayonnaise. Brad's like, what?
Yeah. She was
And I
done.
like, you go ahead and keep eating that mayonnaise, baby. He was like, it tastes awful, it's horrible, it's no good. And I was like, you just got finished saying it was amazing. So I doubt Brad partakes in your Mexican corn, Tiffany. Sorry.
I won't put mayonnaise in it. I will just put cheese.
Mhm. There you go.
Oh,
Apparently, lots of mayo is done for your growth.
Poor Brad, he's not even on, and we're still.
I'm sure he's getting yelled at. Oh my God, it was so funny. Oh, I missed it. So what am I missing over here? Let's see. Need a overlanding here. Oh my gosh. Trailside coffee, burgers, fried pies. Oh, pies. Is it fries and pies?
Pies,
Fried
all of
pies.
it. Food. That's all I need to know. Food.
Yeah, barbecues in there somewhere. There'll be about 3 or 4 Jesse will be there about 3 or 4. As long as we beat Jesse there and we sabotage her parking spot, we're good.
No,
Um,
I got her spot saved.
Oh, y'all are good to her. I can't wait to start picking on her. Y'all don't know what you got when you invited me along. That's all there is to it. You don't know.
Yes, we did. That's why we were like, you know what? We need this one.
I can get
Make it
lost.
whole.
It's mostly natural, but it's a lot there. It's you talked about Lance being extremely patient. I pick on Brad. I give him 9 kinds of crap, but he is so good to me, and he does support me 1,000% on anything I want to do. I say, I want to do that. And he goes, okay. And I'm like, I want to do that. Instead of him going, I don't think you should do that. He's like, okay. He lets me go and he supports me 100%. But I was just talking to him earlier, I don't guess we've ever really camped separate. He's camped by himself a couple of times just because of scheduling and stuff. But last weekend was my first time to camp solo away from him ever. So it was, I was just informing him a while ago that, that's going to happen a lot more now.
There you go.
That's nice.
And he's like, he just did the whole. How can you say that whenever you wouldn't let me go by myself? And I was like, because I didn't have anything to do. I needed something to go and do myself. So there you go. Now I got it. So go do your thing and I do mine.
Feral chicks.
We'd be happy.
Yep.
We'd be happy.
Yeah.
So we have about right under 2 minutes left. Do y'all have anything that you what am I trying to say? YouTube, Instagram, anything you want to plug maliciously?
Exploring with TNT, TikTok, slowly doing YouTube. I do have Facebook. So yeah. That's all.
Yeah.
Exploring TNT, find me.
I'm more of Facebook, Wild Wanderer. I have not gotten into YouTube, but I love watching everybody else's YouTube. So I will support you 100%. I will subscribe. I will like. Send me your YouTubes. I love watching them. I'm just not a YouTuber. I'm just not. So, okay. Jesse keeps saying it. Go ahead, Tiffany. What did you do to make sure that, that Jesse gets her spot? It's just Jesse's spot. Okay.
Nobody will get any of the feral chick spot because I made signs that says feral chicks and they are going into the ground. Yes. I'm like, are they?
That's the only reason why you're going tomorrow, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of.
No.
So you can make sure and mark your spot.
Yeah.
Like
I
these
don't know if
signs
you can
turned out
see.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, those did turn out good.
Oh, sorry.
No, turn it down the other way. Turn it.
Anyway, y'all see them.
They look amazing.
Hey, you have to come and see. You have to come to Jasper to see it.
Mm-hmm.
All
There
right.
is
We're
no
going to
looking
count
for
down
now.
6 seconds. Ladies, thank you so much for being on tonight. I've had a blast.
Yes.
I hope it was as
See
fun
y'all
for
next
everybody to
week.
watch it as it has been to have it.
Thank
Yes.
you.
So can't wait to see you in a couple days at Jasper
Yes.
and
See you
see you
at
out on the
Jasper.
trails. Bye, everyone.